What's up, guys? I'm Joey B with Chaotic Night Network. I'm here today with Mike. We got something a little bit special for you, straight to YouTube, no streaming, but we got a little box here in front of us, as you can see. And Mike's super excited to show us what's in it. So tell me a little bit about what we got here. You're a Custodes player?
I am. I love Custodes. I just like the way they look, and they're just super elite. I play a little Age of Sigmar too, Swarm Army, so it's kind of an opposite flavor, which is really good, especially when painting. Well, there's lots of detail, but a lot less guys to paint.
Well, you were originally a Skaven player, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we talked about painting horde armies on back on Prime and Ready. You want to talk about a horde army? You got a horde army. So how much does that box weigh, you think?
I'd say at least maybe two pounds, maybe
A
3.
little bit heavier than a box of Nikes, I think.
Right, yeah, it's heavier than shoes, that's for sure.
You guys might be able to see on the top we got Forge World written across there. So we're excited to get to this unboxing. So let's see what we got.
So what we have here, we have a Legio Custodes Ares gunship. A little variation away from the dropship everybody's probably familiar with that came out a couple of years ago. Anyway, these just became available for order, I think, last weekend. So I'm pretty excited. I don't have a dropship. I'm going to open this thing here. But I decided to go with the new route first, and I'll get a dropship later to add to my army.
Now you're saying that's actually a Horus Heresy model?
Yeah, it was originally Horus Heresy. I mean, it came out in Malevolence. I think that's book 8. I don't play Horus Heresy, though, so I play just straight 8th edition, which we just got rules for when they released all the official Forge World rules for
Nice.
all the Custodes.
Now was that the same release as the APOC rules or a different release?
Different release.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the rules are just on the internet for like the Venator. Well, officially for Venatori, they're not beta anymore. Did some point changes and stuff from the beta.
Awesome.
Dropped a couple minis, from there. Like they used to have the Exemplar Dreadnought, but now they don't have it anymore on there. So hoping to see that in an actual printing soon, which would be kind of cool. I don't have a lot of familiar with like resin qualities and stuff, so
Sure.
I'll try and kind of go over some of it if I notice stuff that's wrong with it. So
I'll
everybody
tell
out
you
there
what
knows.
I know about resin qualities, and that's if I have to do a lot of cleanup, I don't like it, and I hate super glue. So
There we go. Holy bags of stuff. Okay, so there's I think supposed to be 80 pieces in here, and that is definitely evident that we got 80 pieces going on. We got lots of little guys here. I am not sure what those are.
Looks like they might be toppers for
Missiles?
missiles, maybe.
Right? Yeah.
Oh.
Well, there should be an instruction manual here somewhere, so that should tell us what it is. Toppers for big missiles.
Generators.
Yeah, I know.
I will say I do like these sprues. I've messed around with some of Privateer's Press, who I love their models, but I don't like cleaning them, and these sprues are 30 times better.
One thing I do like is they always seem to put, like where you're going to glue and hide the spot, so you don't really have to like work on that piece a whole lot most of the time.
Yeah,
which
it's
is kind of good.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
We have like some gun barrels there, and I'm not sure what that other piece is, but
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure
seems
we'll
like
get
they
there.
place it where it's smarter to cut. And
Right. Got a bunch of hoses.
just hit that camera up over there too.
Oh,
when you show
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Let's see here. So we got gun bits and unknown so far. In theory, we think rocket tips.
Or grappling hooks.
Big grappling hooks. Yeah, rules wise, it's got some fun toys. It comes with less guns than the dropship. Some hoses there. There's some more hoses. So far, I'm not seeing a whole lot of like flashing or mold lines and stuff.
No, they look pretty solid.
Yeah. So it comes with 2 Arachnus heavy blaze cannons, and then a Arachnus Magna blaze cannon, which is like the big bad boy on the front, which nothing else has. But those are really the only guns it has other than some bombs.
Right.
And the bombs are you get 2 of them per game. This is a little flight stand for its hover position. I think they said they give you 2 flight stands, but probably only 1 base if I remember right in the description. which is a giant base. I'm probably going to use the short flight stand because big heavy model on a tall plastic flight stand just seems like disaster, especially after I paint it.
Yeah, and plus it's not a cheap model either, I'm sure. So
right, yeah. I think you can get these for $445 in American dollars, which is not cheap, but
for a Forge War model, that's
right.
Yeah,
the miniature Titan.
Yeah,
for the most part. Which they're not Titanic, but they're like a flying knight rules wise. So we have a little fin here, and possibly some thruster cowling, I'm guessing. Again, still not really seeing much in the way of any like mold lines or any blemishes, so that's kind of cool.
Now, are they labeling those sprue holders there too?
They're labeled like part numbers, yeah. So you got like GW9,
nice,
GW26. This is like the nose with the big hole here. So you guys here. This is where the gun mounts, the big gun, the Magna.
Well, we'll get the model up on display in the YouTube video after and before, so you'll actually get to see it. Not this one put together, but
right. Yeah, I want to get it put together.
We'll do another showcase.
Right. Yeah, and then paint it obviously too, and I'd like to get some reviews on its gameplay too. So it looks like we have a cluster of bombs. So those are the Infernus firebomb cluster. So you're looking pretty good as well. I'm kind of impressed. I got some resin stuff at home, but like all of it I had to work on. Another fin.
Yeah, stuff looks pretty sharp. Like I said, I've worked with some resin and too much metal, but
too much metal. Yeah, I've worked with a lot of metal. That's
They seem to put the sprue, and that's the biggest thing is cleaning up these sprues and these mold lines. Sometimes on some of these resin models, you get the sprues in the most awkward places you can put them. And it's lots of filing and safety. And by the way, guys, when you're working with resin, you should probably wear a mask. Safety.
Yep.
So safety first. Remember that.
When you're taking a mold line remover or shaving it or sanding it, especially.
Yeah, you don't want that stuff in your lungs.
Definitely wash it before painting it.
Yeah.
I even wash before I glue. I heard that the glue sticks better.
Yeah, get any chemical impurities off there.
Right.
I actually had a model once that was resin, and I went to go throw acrylic paint on it, and it just pulled in little dots all over it. I was like, wow. So they've used something to clean that.
So we have lots of wings and fins, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But they all look pretty straight, and I'm still not really being unimpressed. I mean, there's lots of detail all the way down to little bolts and stuff. I don't know if you can see that very well on there. I have a fun paint scheme, so I'm going to see how it works. I go with, it's not Shadow Keepers. It's out of the Malevolence book, actually. Oh, that one I might have to heat. It's a little warped out to the side. There's a little bendage, but maybe it's supposed to be like that too. When I go to wash everything and fit it, I'll find out.
Hot water in a book, man.
Yep. I remember the first time I worked with resin, I was like, I just went with really hot water, that I could put my hands in and stuff. And I was like, I wonder if that's enough. And no, I snapped the gun barrel that I was playing with.
No.
Oh, here we have a cockpit with all these little sensors, and you got your wow. I was going to say that probably really wrong. Your Aquila symbol there. But yeah, that's cockpit for Custode pilot. Ooh, some thrusters. There should be 4 of these. Wow.
Those are pretty intense, man.
Right?
Yeah,
that's got some detail to it.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun to paint up.
A lot of times resin models don't have the detail you might be used to with the run-of-mill,
Right.
Especially new plastic GW models, which are pretty impressive. But this is looking good.
I'm kind of excited to actually put this thing together now because I'm not seeing where I'm going to have to do a lot of work like I have on some of the other stuff. Another firebomb cluster. These might need a little cleanup, but they're not like
Yeah, there's a couple little,
They've got the fuzzies on them. But I think those are like little points that you stick inside the thruster there. Yeah.
Make it look like a jet engine.
Yeah, that'd be cool. There's our big flight base.
Oof.
Yeah, putting a couple pounds worth of resin on top of that. And it's probably just plastic glued onto the base too.
Yeah.
Just paranoia there.
Yeah, my night sights are on that for my Necrons, but they're plastic, so I don't mind them being on there.
Right. Yeah.
A model like this.
Looks like we have our main hull point here, and then there's more for, looks like, the gun mounting. Where is the gun? Because that thing must be bigger than I anticipated. Because in all the pictures, they're all top down, so it looks like it's a nub. It's a big nub sticking out. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's to give you some sort of an idea. That's one. If you want to hold that up to the stand right there.
Oh.
Yeah, see, this stand would mount right there, and that's just one hole there.
And that's hefty by itself. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be precariously mounted.
Yes, it would. That's cool though. Before we get there, oh yeah, there's the base too.
There you go.
There is. And cells where the thruster is attached to.
That's that classic Custodes look right there.
I love that look too. It reminds me of like old Corvettes and stuff from the 50s. And
nice, sleek looking. That's a clean piece, man.
That is like super clean. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go. There's some old lines.
It's on the bottom side, but that's nothing a little, either sandpaper or filing won't fix right there.
Yep.
So you can kind of see it a little bit, but overall the rest of this is super smooth and pretty straight and
you can kind of
pretty solid.
You can kind of expect to do some of that work with, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but green stuff is your best friend and mold line removers. So,
and I have that's pretty hefty. That's probably like both of the nacelles off of a Coronis. If
it probably weighs more than most of my models. Oh yeah,
yeah. It's solid. It's not hollow or anything.
Yeah, you could throw that at somebody and they'd be hurt.
Right. We got two of them, and like I'm looking at these, and it's like it looks like it's going to be an interesting little piece. It just kind of came off of the
just some flashing that was around there from the mold. Yeah, they probably put that in there to stabilize that.
The Coronis wasn't all that fun to put together. It required a lot of work. Caladius wasn't too bad, and they got these, and I didn't have to mess with these on the Caladius. It was more like the back end of it. With the Coronis, I mean, like it's rough.
For the first time I saw, I don't know which one it was, but you had it held together with rubber bands.
That was the Coronis because I wanted to paint the inside and mount lights inside of it and all that stuff. Yeah.
And there's the base.
There's the base. I think that's supposed to be 160 mil base, which is a monster.
Let's see that thing. I mean,
it's like a frisbee.
Covers your face.
You can have your own sensor disc. We've got the Invisible Man. Somebody checked it in April. Ooh. They've been holding out on me since April.
Wow. Sure enough. 23rd of April.
But at the same time, that's months, man. Months.
This is nice because a lot of these you don't.
Oh, they got some good instructions.
Yeah, so they actually.
Resin. Yeah.
When you buy a resin model or a resin kit, a lot of times you don't get something like this, but this is actual recommended tools, how to straighten out damaged pieces. I mean, even up to how to use green stuff on it.
Yeah. Was that how to bend stuff into shapes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. Good job, Forge World.
And here is the instruction manual on how to put it together.
Yeah.
I don't know how close we get to that camera or not, and a little picture of the actual fully put together deal.
Dude, that's pretty sexy gunship.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it just looks like a nub sticking out, so we'll see.
Yeah, so that's actually...
Yeah, we haven't got those pieces yet. There's a couple more thrusters.
And
still looking super
these instructions are not IKEA either. I mean, they give you a nice little parts list here.
Oh, yeah, the exploded wheel.
Yep, so you can make sure you got everything. Yeah, and they're actually readable. Like you actually know what you're doing. So that's pretty neat.
This stuff slid aside. Looks like I got just a big Lego mess here that I'd probably yell at my kids to clean up. And like, hey, what are you doing?
They even tell you what the parts are here. You're like,
they give
vertical stabilizer, so you know what they do.
Yeah.
Arcanus heavy blaze cannons, and then so that's fusion reactor assembly on the back. That looks pretty cool.
So that charges the gun.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah. That's the charger.
That is the tail end of the gun.
And those other things were collectors for it.
Oh, hey, yeah, there we go. So they mount kind of sitting on each side of it, like.
And they weren't missile tops; they were stabilizer fins.
So they go in. Oh, yeah, there's little holes there. So they go in the end of the missile. That makes sense. There's going to be fins on it.
So we were completely wrong.
We were in the wrong end.
Look, they even tell you to repeat the stage. Those are some good instructions. You usually don't get those with models. So
I have you know how I paint my axes and swords. So I do a lot of they're chameleon color shifting paints from Green Stuff World. And I do power weapons
They
with
look
lightning
amazing.
bolts on them, and when you change them to light, they change from like a blue color. I use Celestial Azure for anybody that's familiar with those paints. So they shift from a blue to a purple. But I think about doing that with the reactor, making lightning bolts all over it,
Yeah.
and then painting that Celestial Azure on there. I think it'll look kind of good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this.
I am. Oh, there's a little there, but so I can probably mount it however I want, though.
It's a cool model, man.
Very little work to it there to get anything.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it has a direction to mount that one, but you do have to put all those coolant pipes on there.
Oh, that's probably going to be fun.
But then, yeah, it goes in anyway, basically.
Nice. Wing looks good. Little nubby stubby wings.
That's a cool model, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to put it together. More sensors and stuff on there. I don't know. Sorry that deceives at first, but I think that might just be like the mold or the molder release because it changes color, but there's no feeling of texture there.
Yeah, sometimes you'll get something. That's why that's a big deal to wash your resin in your metal models because they have to release it out of that mold. So, and you can kind of see it. And I don't have it up close, but on this piece you can see it's kind of like got this leopard print almost.
Yeah.
Which is probably just leftover.
Got some mold lines, but it's all inside gluing spots. So
yeah,
if you accidentally gouge too deep, oh no, you might just have to green stuff it to fill the gap.
Well, I won't name any names, but I've had if this was a certain model, I've had it where they had like the sprue attachment right here in the middle of the flat part. And
I know. Like some plastic models are like they hate it. Those who are like on the edge of the weapon. You're like, well, yeah, I'm not going to make that weapon look nice anymore.
Thanks, jerks.
This is like the interior housing of where that reactor goes. One of the things that I really like this ship for, like I really want a drop ship as well, but it just seems like they took the drop ship and they're like, oh, we're going to turn it into a warthog, which is a mean
it's got
jet.
some firepower too. It kind of reminds me of like a bomber, man, to be honest with you. Like something that just flies over and like lays down.
Like rules wise, I think it's going to be awesome. Yeah. So like the bombs, they do mortal, at least in 40K. They you get 2 of them per game.
Oh,
there's the gun. That is a lot bigger than I was expecting.
Oh man!
So I'm definitely supporting the idea that this is definitely a good idea from the Warhawk.
So it's supposed to be designed to be like a single shot explosion or like multi-shot.
Yeah, so it's like basically a super las cannon. It's a super laser, I think.
That's what I thought.
But yeah, that thing is big. Like this is the part that you see sticking from that top-down view, and that's it. And then
if it breaks, you can replace it with a cigar.
But yeah, like you during your movement phase, you can fly over some guys or a unit, and you roll 1 dice for every man in the unit.
Yeah.
And for every 4+ you get, it does a mortal wound up to 20 dice. And it's a little bit different from vehicles, but this thing's crazy.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about, how expensive it was, but when you buy a resin model like this, a lot of work goes into to something like this.
Right.
And when it's this quality, when you really don't have to worry so much about those mold lines and they're putting the sprue releases in the right places, I think you're definitely getting your money's worth because this isn't like a piece of metal that's gonna,
right.
Fall and chip and break every time. I mean, don't get me wrong, you could chip these edges, but
oh yeah.
I mean, this is a nice, high quality model from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm super happy with this. Now I'm super happy or excited to go clean it and start putting it together.
Now you're making me want to get some of that Necron Forge roll stuff, man.
They got some good looking stuff.
I know.
I was looking at that the other day. I was like, nice.
They're not quite as big. They got some bigger stuff, but they got some cool models. So
yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how big this is going to be because I haven't got to see the drop ship or this obviously in person.
Well, what you should do is you should get glued. You should come join us on Prime and Ready because it takes you like 6 hours to paint one thing. Because he has to put on like 7 coats of that stuff. To be fair, it's not his fault.
Right? Yeah. Those chameleon shifting paints, they come out looking awesome, but there's a big but in that part.
Yeah, but we should take some pictures along your way. We'll host them up on Prime and Ready and watch the the evolution of this model, and then maybe we'll see it in a battle report that'll be going to YouTube.
Great.
I don't know when this video is going to be releasing, but we are moving most of our battle reports straight to YouTube. So you look out for those. Tune in for Prime and Ready and visit chaoticnight.com for all our social media links. Follow us on YouTube. That's free. Doesn't cost you a thing. Hook us up with that Amazon Prime subscription on Twitch and help support us, because let's face it, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. Mike wouldn't be unboxing this amazing Forge World model.
Right.
And we just like to say, say thanks to all our viewers out there. And you got anything to say before we wrap it up?
I'm excited to make somebody cry when I warp their tank.
And we might have some players that might cry, so we'll let you know if that happens. Maybe we'll catch it on film. I don't know. Well, that's it for the unboxing. If you guys want to see some more of this stuff, just let us know, and we'd be more than happy to get some of it on here, because we like models. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And if, like I said, big thumbs up and like if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. And we'll see you next time.